Hi everyone, we're going to be doing a response to Dan Mountford today using Photopea to create a double exposure image. And by double exposure, that means two layers or two images combined into one. So File, New, get yourself a new A4 sheet. So select millimeters and the width 210, height 290. Create. And you've got your sheet of A4 paper ready to go. So open up and place your portrait photo of choice. It can be one you've used before. Try and make sure it's great in colour though, so not a previously edited one. Hold down your shift key and just drag it to fill a bit more of the space, depending on the size. But I'm quite happy with this. It sits nicely within the page. So we're going to, first of all, remove the background. We need a completely plain background. So the way that we do that is over here on your object selection box, hold, apologies, it's this one here, sorry, your marquee tool. So that was the second one down. Hold it down, magnetic lasso. That's the one that we want to work with today. So if you can imagine a lasso in the kind of cowboy films, cowboys would use a lasso to swing it around, throw and grab. And that is essentially what this tool does. It grabs. And by the magnetic part, it means it connects by itself. It works like a magnet, so it grabs and snaps. So I'm purposely going to go wrong, first of all, because it's a really fiddly tool to get your head around. And I'm sure that some of you will have quite a few attempts at doing this, and it will just keep going wrong for you. So I'm going to show you how to salvage it if it does go wrong. So first of all, when you are using this tool, find the first point you want to work at. I always tend to go for the bottom left. And click with your mouse. And every now and then just keep clicking so that you're tracing the outline. And you will notice that the magnet starts to snap places. So this is where I'm purposely going wrong, okay? So don't follow this bit, but if you do go wrong, this will make sense with how to correct it. So you will now see that the magnet is snapping, okay? I'm losing control of it. And if I click again, my mouse, you can see it starts to put these points in. But now I've completely gone wrong. So how do I get this tool to stop? I can't stop it. It's annoying. So what I do is I find another point or a square and I just click it and it should connect. Double click. Okay. So now I've got the object selection. So I now need to highlight back where we started, click your rectangle and just click anywhere on the screen. And you'll see that that's disappeared. So now we need to go back to our magnetic lasso and try it again. Okay, so carefully, taking your time, trace around the edge of your image. And just keep clicking every now and then to make sure that that magnet really snaps into the outline. And you will probably lose little bits and pieces. As you can see there, I've just chopped off a bit of her hair, which I didn't really want to do. So if this was my actual GCSE, I probably would start it again to make sure that I've connected all of the hair. And if you do want to start it again, then you just connect to another point that you've made, double click, and then use your rectangular marquee tool to select anywhere else to remove it, and then you can begin again. Okay, so I'm right at the bottom. I'm going to connect to that starting point and double click. So that's another thing. As you can see, I've lost it, okay? That's frustrating, but it happens, so I'm gonna have to do it again. I probably clicked a bit too fast. To be honest, I'm not sure why that happens, but it does. So this time I'm gonna just try and whiz around it a bit quicker. So it is a very fiddly tool to get your head around, and it will really frustrate you at times, no doubt. But we need to use it, and when you've learned how to use it well, it's a really, really useful tool to have. I'm still clicking every now and then to just snap that in place and click. There we go. I've got my area selected. I'm happy with that. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to quickly press Control-C to copy it, Control-V to paste it. And you can now see I've got a new layer and I've removed that background. Now it's a little bit jagged in places and I would like to refine that further. I think it looks a bit scruffy. So I need to use the eraser tool, which is over here. And I'm just going to make that eraser a little bit softer on the edge, because if it's really hard, you're still going to just create a hard, can you see that? A really hard edge, and it does look very fake, very false. So by having a soft edge eraser, it just blends it slightly. That's probably a bit too soft, to be honest. So I've Control and Z that and done it. So that's an option for you if you feel it just needs softening up. And you can obviously zoom into your work by pressing Control Plus, and then you could make your eraser really small so that you're then really getting into those details and really smoothing it up, and then Control Take Away to zoom out. Okay, but let's just pretend that this is looking lovely and that I'm really happy with it. Next thing I do is open and place the next layer, which will be your landscape. So hopefully one of your own photos. Hold down your Shift key and just drag that out to cover the portrait image. A little bit bigger. And when you're happy with it, press Enter. We now need to go back to layer 1. So that was your portrait image where we cut out the background. Select that and then come over to your marquee area. And, oh, sorry, no, it's Magic Wand we're looking for. That's the third one down. So Magic Wand. And click somewhere where you know your portrait isn't. So for example, I can see over here that there's an empty area in this top right. So I'm going to click that with my Magic Wand, and you can see now it's selected all of the area around the Queen's face and body there. I now need to go back to my top layer, my landscape, right click, rasterize, and pressing delete on your keyboard, you will then have the silhouette with your landscape behind it. To get rid of these dots, we go back to our select or marquee tool and just click anywhere, and that removes it. It would be good to get this as a little screenshot in your book at this stage, or just save it and print it really small into your work. But now we need to create that double opacity, that double exposure. So I'm going to click overlay, and then we've got it. Okay, so we've got a combination of the landscape combined with our portrait in the style of Dan Mountford. So file, export as JPEG, and save it wherever it ends up. Everyone's computer's different. And then to refine it further, you could then go back to your Queen layer, and you could go Image, Adjustments, Black and White. Okay, and you can obviously enhance the contrast and the legacy just to bring out and lose some of those grey tones. So that's another refined idea there. So you've got two responses straight away of the same image. I'd like you to do about 4 different ones. So not 4 different versions of the same image, 4 different images. So have a go. It could be like your hand, for example, overlaid on top of, I don't know, a natural form. It could be a photo of if you've got a pet, overlaid with maybe pet food or their favourite place to walk or play or their favourite toy or whatever it is. So have a go and have fun with it. It is a really tricky one, so do allow yourself time to breathe if it frustrates you, because as you can see, I made a couple of mistakes there as well. The tool is fiddly to get your head around, but once you've learnt it, it's really, really useful. So it was the magnetic lasso and the Magic Wand were the main 2 there. Okay, have fun with it, guys, and I look forward to seeing all of your responses.